Bitcon is a normal crime film with a Bitcoin wrapper on it. There are a few memes from the Wall Street Bet subreddit, but other than that, this film is about finding a thief before a crime syndicate dismembers innocent people. Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows and try to release a new review every day from Monday to Friday. Today, I'm going over Bitcon. It's a crime thriller that is written and directed by Matt Osterman and co-written by Mark Mazur. It stars Noah Anderson, Ella Ma, and Jeremy Davies. The story follows Ty, played by Noah Anderson. Ty recently got out of jail and is living with his dad and brother and trying to make a normal job work for him. When he gets fired, he finds himself slipping back into a life of crime when he takes on a job for Lou, played by Jeremy Davies, and Jess, played by Ella Ma. After he finishes the work, someone robs Lou and steals a hard drive worth $800,000 in Bitcoin. Lou's employers blame Ty and expect him to return their stolen drive or else they'll hurt his family. Watch as Ty tries his best to figure out who took it. I'll start with the cast because I think they're the strongest part of the film. The acting is really solid across the board with all the emotions being presented properly and the dialogue delivery sounding natural. Ella Ma and Noah Anderson take on the lion's share of the screen time and show off a wide range of emotions from elation to extreme despair and regret. There aren't any huge emotional moments, but they do what they can with what they're given. Bitcon as a story is fairly straightforward. Doesn't really have much mystery to it. It's obvious who stole the money, and the only real question is what Ty is going to do with the drive when he finds it. The movie spends about a half hour setting up its story, and then another half hour of Ty running around asking questions, before everything pops off in the third act. We meet a large cast of quirky characters, and there's a lot going on in theory. The problem is that none of it feels worthwhile or all that finished. For example, we never learn anything about Calvin or his crew. They're just generic criminals. The same can be said of Bean and his crew, Doug and his crew, and most of Ty's friends in general. Ty himself is barely more than a generic former criminal. None of the character work is well done and none of these people are memorable. There are too many characters to care about, there isn't enough time, and on top of having to introduce a new character every 5 minutes, the film also spends roughly 10 minutes explaining what Bitcoin is and how it works. The explanations aren't relevant to the film and seem more like an aesthetic than anything else. This movie could have been about a briefcase full of money going missing, and functionally, nothing would have changed. We never actually see any of them interacting with Bitcoin or doing anything with it other than yelling out how much it's worth. Talking about Bitcoin and how it works is simply so they can use it in the story, without general audiences being confused. It really doesn't serve a purpose, and it is needlessly confusing. The film also doesn't do emotions all that well. It's hard to care about anyone when the film doesn't even seem to care about them. Like when Doug gets shot. We see him once more and then he's never mentioned again. Same for all of his crew. 3 of them didn't even have a name. Yet when he was introduced, his backstory was that he was Ty's longtime mentor and friend. Doesn't seem like much of a send-off for a close friend. The production quality is just okay for most aspects of the film and never stands out as special or well done in any way. The music is made up of forgettable boilerplate tracks, and visually the film looks basic. There's no visual flair, no big moments, and no great scenery. Even the sets are kind of boring and flat. The sound mixing is the absolute worst. There are moments when the dialogue is too quiet, or it's overpowered by the music, and moments when it's obvious that they had to use ADR. It's all over the movie, and it sounds awful. The mic quality isn't even good. You can hear the echo in the narration, and in general it just sounds like they used very basic equipment to capture it. Bitcon isn't a compelling story. Its characters aren't that interesting, and the production quality isn't good enough to carry it. There are better movies out there that hit all the same vibes and beats without the crappy audio. 5 out of 10.